human, one part puppet, but it's not your mama's Muppet Show. Avenue Q is a hilarious, slightly inappropriate musical. Slightly? With life lessons for all. Executive producer Brad Rose from the Highland Park Players is here now to tell us more about the show. Good morning and welcome. And I've got my bleep button ready.
Okay, all right. I'm so happy to be here. We all are. Thank you.
No problem. You know what? I loved Avenue Q when I saw it, and I'm not a huge musical person, but there is something about this show that kind of brings you in. It makes you laugh. What is it that made you decide you wanted to do it?
So true, right? It's about real life.
It is.
Well, you know, our group likes to take a little bit of risk. We did Cats a couple years ago. I mean, there's only so many times you can do Annie or Joseph, but
as fun as those are,
and we do them. But to work with puppets and to talk about issues like, I mean, there's a whole scene. There's puppet sex in here. So who wouldn't want to do that?
I would imagine that that's exactly what I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
But now, finding performers had to be interesting for this, because did you find people who could sing and were already puppeteers, or did you train them to do the puppeteer part?
That's a great question. So we had 90 people come to audition for 12 parts.
Wow.
None of them were puppeteers, but they were great actors, they were great singers, and so what we did was we hired puppet directors from Puppet Mechanics to come in and do a 1 week-long boot camp of puppets, exercises, games, and they got them to be puppeteers in the end. You think that they are puppeteers.
That's pretty awesome. I like that.
I like that
about it. Now, how are people reacting to it? Because when Avenue Q opened on Broadway, it like set people's hair on fire.
Yeah.
So how's it going in Highland Park?
Well, we just had our first opening weekend. We had a review come out from around the town, 5 stars, 5 out of 5, highly recommended. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I was really nervous watching, you know, some of the blue hairs the other day, but I tell you, they are cracking up. They love it.
Good.
So we are very, very excited about it.
Now, what about the ages that this is appropriate for? Because when I saw it, I don't know if I would be bringing kids to this.
No, it's I would say mature teens. I'll tell you what, if you bring your teens, they're going to think you're pretty cool. So that's good. But it is adult-based. There's a lot of adult content in it, but there's a very warm story. It's a great story. That's why it's a Triple Crown Tony Award-winning musical.
You know what? I agree. Because wait, and the Triple Crown means best musical, best score, and best book.
That's right.
So everything about it means it's good, and I would have to agree with that. Now we do have a sneak peek of the show. So can you tell us who came to perform and what we're doing?
Absolutely. So we're going to do I Wish I Could Go Back to College. This is in Act 2. The puppets are starting to grow up and realize that life is a little tough. And here with us today we have Justine Klein, who plays Kate Monster. We have David Ganuski, who plays Princeton, and Aaron Stash, who plays Nikki.
All right, so we're going to let them perform, but we have to tell you, thank you for coming down this morning. Highland Park Players presents Avenue Q is running through this coming Sunday. If you want more information, log on to highlandparkplayers.com. Take it away, guys.
I wish I could go back to college. Life was so simple back then.
What would I give to go back and live in a dorm with a meal plan again?
I wish I could go back to college. In college you know who you are. You sit in the quad and think, oh my God, I am totally gonna go far. How do I go back to college? I don't know who I am anymore. I wanna go back to my room and find a message in dry erase pen on the door. Whoa, I wish I could just drop a class,
or get into a play,
or change my major,
or date my TA. I need an academic advisor to point the way. We could be sitting in the computer lab, 4 a.m. before the final paper is due, cursing the world cause I didn't start sooner, and seeing the rest of the class there too. I wish I could go back to college. How do I go back to college? I wish I had taken more pictures.
But if I were to go back to college, think what a loser I'd be. I'd walk through the quad and think, oh my God, these kids are so much younger than